File Explorer is Windows file management program. It allows you to do things like cut, copy and paste files. In this webinar, I'm going to share with you a few more hints and tips that will get you working with your files in File Explorer a bit better. So I'll share my screen. First of all, how do you access File Explorer? Well, you can access it through the Start menu and then search for by typing in File Explorer. Given that it's a program you're going to use quite often, I would recommend right-clicking on it and then choosing to pin it to the Start menu or pin it to the taskbar. I have it pinned to both, therefore I have the option to unpin it. So that allows you to access the program a bit more easily, a bit more conveniently. So my first tip is to use this quick access area on the left-hand side of File Explorer. So the quick access shows you the folders that you've been using recently. So files that you've opened recently, the folders for them are shown here. So my documents folder, for example, which is on my OneDrive, I use that a lot. I've opened files in there a lot. So it's showing in the quick access. If I always want that folder to be shown in the quick access, I can pin it by right-clicking on the folder name and choose Pin to Quick Access. It will therefore always be in my quick access unless I unpin it. Clicking on the words Quick Access itself will show you files that you've used recently. So that can be a convenient way of finding documents that you've used recently, but you can't quite remember which folder they are in. If I go back to my documents folder, we have this address bar at the top of File Explorer in a similar way to the address bar in web browsers. So I'm in this documents folder. If I click on OneDrive Cardiff Met, it allows me to navigate up through the tree of files and folders on my computer. So if I go back up to my OneDrive and then go into, say, the Managing Documents folder. The other place that you can access your files, further down, it shows files that you've synchronized using your OneDrive, and also files that you've synchronized using the SharePoint Online facility to synchronize documents. So if I go into this library of images that we have in our Digital Skills Service team site, and then we have this Digital Skills Service folder within here. So these are all images. So it might be convenient or preferable to view these files using the View tab and changing the view from details to large icons, which allows me to preview the files that are in that folder. If I select an image or a file, I can use the details pane to see more information about it. Okay, so the type of information varies depending on the file type. So you can see with images, I can see the size of the image when it was created and the dimensions of that picture. So that's quite a useful option. Let's go to a folder that has some files in it rather than images. So if I go to this Managing Documents at Cardiff Met folder that I've pinned to my quick access, you can see that we have several columns of metadata that describe the files, information about the files. If I click on these, I can sort my folder by the different columns. Okay, so now it's in date modified with the newest at the top, oldest at the bottom. If I click again, it reverses that order. You can add additional columns to this view. So if you right click on the column headers and choose, say, authors, I can see, try again. Yeah, I can see who authored that document. As well as changing the layout and the sort order, on this View tab, you can also group your documents. So you can have collapsible groups by, say, I don't think it's working with the zoom, by author, for example. Hang on. Try that again. Not sure what's happening there. Okay, so I can go to the View tab and go to Group by Authors. I don't know why it's not letting me do that. Strange. Okay. Well, we'll have to leave that bit. Not sure what happened there. Couple of other things. If you want to rename a file, a quick way to do that is to select the file and press F2. And that allows you to change the name of the file. It's also quite a convenient way of getting the file name. So if you wanted to say to your colleagues, look at this file, it's called Business Case Template 2022, you can press F2 to edit the file name. Press Control and A to select the whole thing. And then you can copy and paste that file name into, a chat or an email, whatever you need to do. Be careful when you do rename a file not to change the file extension. So you can choose to have the file extension displayed or not by using the file name extensions box on the View menu. This can be useful to have it enabled so you can better tell the type of document that you're working with. So this is a Word document, this is a PowerPoint file. But as I said, be careful when renaming your files that you don't change that extension because it could corrupt the file. We have a search box here, which obviously you can use to search for files. So if I search for Excel, it will search in the current folder for files that include the word Excel, but also files of type Excel. So if you wanted to be more specific, you could search for, say, star XLSX, that's the file extension for Excel files, and that only returns Excel files, not files that may have the word Excel somewhere in the document. Okay, so this star is called a universal wildcard. That means match any character, and then we want the .xlx, XLSX after it. Okay. Some other refinements available for the search are available on this tab here. So you've got the Search Tools tab when you do a search. So you could say, rather than searching all subfolders, I just want to search the current folder, or indeed you could search the entire computer through there. That's going to take a long time, so I'll cancel that. And you have refinements such as when the file was modified and the type of file that it is, and even the size of the file. You can narrow down your search there. So a few hints and tips. Not sure why grouping's not working. If you try it yourselves, I'm sure it'll work for you. But yeah, hopefully you found that useful. So I'll stop the recording now.